In our last video, we discussed applicant budgets that varied depending on each applicant's particular needs and financial resources. We discussed testing costs, test prep options, traditional admissions consulting versus OnTrack by mbaMission, the cost of class visits, application fees, and travel to campus for class visits. We came up with these budgets: a low budget of $3,839, a medium budget of $15,400, and a high budget of $29,750. But what if even that low budget is too high for you? What if you want to spend even less than $3,839? Well, there are definitely ways to do so. Let's start with testing. If you're really striving to reduce the amount of money you spend in this area, then you can consider applying to programs with test waivers and request the waiver, of course. As long as you have strong evidence, likely from your undergraduate studies or highly analytical professional work, then you can manage the rigorous MBA coursework. This list will change, but right now, Darden, Tuck, Cornell, NYU, Ross, Tepper, Texas Austin, Marshall, among others, all selectively grant test waivers. If all of your target schools have waiver options and grant you that waiver, well, your test costs just went down to $0. At this point, that outcome isn't that likely. Most applicants will apply to a program or two that require a test. And if that is the case, then the GRE may be the better test for you because it's $220 to take the test, $70 to $95 less than the GMAT option. And if you do take the GRE, you could self-study with Manhattan Prep's superb GRE books. A complete set with access to 6 practice tests is being sold on Amazon for about $40. If you choose the GMAT, again, self-study is an option, and there's a similar all the GMAT program from MPrep for $175, and through it, you would get access to a 12-week syllabus for verbal, quant, and integrated reasoning, and the most comprehensive content. You have to check out their GRE and GMAT offerings to really understand the depth. And if you study hard and have some good luck, maybe you're taking these tests fewer times. 2 tests and a set of GRE books, well, that's under $500. 2 tests and a set of GMAT books, that's under $800. What about admissions consulting? Well, you're watching our YouTube channel right now. mbaMission holds basically nothing back. We've put a ton of content on this channel. You can certainly go through and learn everything you can about a myriad of topics. We have essay analysis, resume suggestions, tips for how to manage your recommenders. We compare and contrast schools. It goes on. We also offer a huge library of free guides on our website, from my start-to-finish guide to MBA admissions, which is filled with samples and examples, to our insider's guides, which offer tremendous detail on 17 US and international business schools. Again, all of these resources are free. We're quite proud to contribute so much content to the community. If you're interested in an organized curriculum and are enjoying my leadership on this YouTube channel, OnTrack by mbaMission is a relatively inexpensive, yet powerful, dynamic, and customizable on-demand admissions platform. Poets and Quants called it the most comprehensive MBA admissions resource ever created, and it's highly, highly actionable. And a very proud moment for me, I was there when Poets and Quants editor John Byrne simply said, "Wow." In OnTrack, I go through everything there is to know about the admissions process, dive deep into the top MBA schools, offer tons of samples, templates, and checklists, and offer exercises and tools along the way. But it does cost more than YouTube. It starts at $799 for 3 months, which is less than 2 hours of time with an mbaMission senior consultant. We think it's worth the investment, and more importantly, think you will too. We also offer discounts throughout the year, so be sure to check out our blog and social media channels for the latest coupon codes for OnTrack that you can take advantage of. What about travel? Well, these days you don't have to go to campus. Of course, sometimes campus comes to you. Admissions officers tour all around the world. I just Googled Yale's events, and they'll be in Munich, Paris, and New Haven this month, but they'll also be at an online fair and will host 2 online admissions Q&As. Needless to say, you can visit a program these days without putting your feet on the ground, and the events and virtual tours and more are quite vast. Do check those online opportunities out at each school. So if you're being budget conscious, you can spend $0 on travel and not be at a huge relative disadvantage. Of course, If you live near a program, you should definitely make the effort to visit. You won't need to spend any money on travel, but you can't afford not to show your interest. And if you can reveal that you have an economic need, programs including the Stanford GSB, HBS, Fuqua, Darden, and many others offer application fee waivers, though you should check out deadlines for applying for those waivers and other processes at each program to ensure you can take advantage of them. Of note, most MBA programs waive fees for all military applicants. So if you're applying for the military, take advantage of that opportunity regardless of your budget, or in some cases, if you have recently left the military, it's applicable to you as well. All right, we've reduced costs in these two scenarios. One, a bare bones budget, and the other, a very, very low cost budget. You may, if you really get creative and gritty, be able to get through the entire application process for a mere $260. But a more likely scenario is that even the applicant with a very modest budget is likely to spend $2,000 or possibly even a little bit more to apply to a top MBA program. I'd be eager to see in the comments what you're budgeting for this season and how you're being creative to keep your costs down or considering your investment in this process in general. So take a minute to comment below and then check out our next video on how to find the best MBA scholarships.